Hi, how are you all today? I hope you all are doing well. And during COVID-19 spread, please stay at home. So, topic for today's study is accounting equation. And those who are new to my channel, let me introduce myself to you. I'm Jeeta Agarwal. So, in this topic today, what all we are going to cover? We are going to study that what is accounting equation, what is the meaning, what is the definition, what is the format of doing this, and what are the practical questions. A few of them we are going to discuss. So you know what I'm trying to tell you. You have to subscribe my channel. Please do it. Thank you. First of all, what is the meaning of accounting equation? Friends, this is a mathematical equation. In your earlier classes as well, you must have learned about simultaneous equation or quadratic equation, an equation where both the sides are going to be equal. So in accounts also we have an equation, and this equation is known as accounting equation. It follows a dual aspect. The dual aspect means the debit side is going to be equal to the credit side. Now, what are debit and credit? Debit and credit denotes the two sides of any account. How do you express this accounting equation? The best way to express is capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. Now, what is capital? I have recorded one more video that you can understand this in detail, but here also I am covering it in short. Capital means the amount of money or any other assets which he has given to the business, and with the help of that, the business is going to run. So that is the amount given by the owner. What are the liabilities? Whatever borrowings we have done somewhere from outside the business, from the external resources. So that is known as my liabilities. What are assets? Assets means the economic resources which are lying in the business. For example, the property, machine, cash, bank, debtors, all these will be known as my assets. So the way to express the dual aspect will be what? Whatever is being invested by the owner, whatever is being borrowed from outside, they both are to be added. And what will I get? Resultantly, I will get the assets. The same equation can be put in another way. That is, capital will be equal to what? Assets minus the liabilities. So that will become this definition. Another way of expressing it could be what? Liabilities is equal to assets minus the capital. It is only one equation, but that is being presented in various ways. Now, friends, what is the format of doing the accounting equation? The format is going to be simple, that some entries given to you, you will write the headings. This is a common heading, that asset plus capital plus liability. But when we do the actual question, we will further bifurcate these assets, that whether it is in the form of stock or debtors or cash or whatever it is given. And we will do the entry, we will do the plus minus effect, and then we will find out the final answer. Then again, a new entry will be given. We will do the plus minus, and then again, we will find out the new balance. And the question will go on. There will be at least 5 entries or 10 entries which will come in the exam to you, and you have to face them. So I hope you all are with me. Are you? Please write in the comments box whatever changes, whatever suggestions you have. And if there are further more videos which you want me to make, I will surely do the needful. Now let us come to the practical question. Let us read the question. Friends, at this moment, you can take the screenshot of the question, or you can write it down in your note copies, that there are 4 entries, there are 4 transactions which are given to us, and we are going to solve them. So the first, let us understand what is given in the question. In the first entry, it says that the owner has brought in some capital, and that capital is brought in the form of cash and in the form of machine. In the second entry, they are saying that we have purchased some goods for 30,000. In the third entry, they are saying that the goods are being sold at 32,000. So here at this moment, it should strike to your mind that sales I am doing for 32, purchases was done as 30, and they both relate to the same complete transaction. So I'm making a profit of 2,000 here. And then in the fourth entry, we are trying to say that there is a salary payment and rent payment. Now let us come to the solution part of it. This is the basic and basic equation which we have discussed, that capital will be added to liabilities, and resultantly we will get all the assets. Now let us do one entry at a time. In the first entry, it was said that capital has been brought as cash and machine. So friends, what is the effect? the business has, we are going to understand everything from the point of view of business itself. So the business has received some cash and business has received some machine. So machine increases, cash increases, and at the same time the capital increases. I hope you are able to understand it. In the second equation, what is given? That we have purchased the goods. Now it is not given that whether we have purchased in cash or whether we have purchased on credit. So we will assume that it is being purchased in cash. So now when I purchase something, my cash is going to fall down and that particular thing is going to increase. So what is that particular thing? That is stock. So now let us see the effect that I am subtracting from my cash balance 30,000 and I am adding in my stock 30,000, right? And now we will find out the new equation. The new equation is what? 50 minus 30, that gives me 20. And assets machine, which was earlier 50,000, and that remains the same. And now the stock has also increased and my total capital remains the same. Okay. And the next entry, what is given? That the same goods are being sold for 32,000. So like I earlier told you that we are going to make a profit of 2,000. Now let us see what will be the solution. I will receive cash 32,000 and my stock will be reduced by 30,000. So here it is important to understand I am not doing the entry of 32,000 here. Why? Because my purchase price was only 30,000, right? Now when I try to equate, I understand that it is not going to match. Why? Because there is one more effect. What is that effect? That effect is of 2,000 profit. And the profit belongs to whom? The profit belongs to the owner. The profit belongs to the proprietor. So this 2,000 is being added in his capital, right? So now what we have learned, that profits are to be added in capital and the expenses will be minus from the capital. Now again the same step we are going to repeat, that we are going to find out the new equation. Means we are going to balance and we are going to put the plus and minus. So 20 plus 32 makes 52. The machine remains the same. The stock has become 0 again and the capital has become 1,02,000, right? And then the fourth part, here we have to pay salary and rent. So we are paying something from cash. So the cash will be minus 5 plus 4, 9,000. And like I earlier told you that expenses will be reduced from the capital. So I'm minusing 9,000 from my capital. Okay. Then again, the new equation will be formed. 52 minus 9 gives me this. And this remains the same. This remains the same. And this has reduced. That's 93, right? Now let us go to the second question. Here again, you can take a screenshot or you can pause at the screen and note down the entries. In this, I've kept the first entry as the same. And the second entry, we are purchasing goods on credit. Means I have not paid in cash. And in the third entry, what we are doing? That we are doing the full settlement in 19,000. So this 19,000 is important. Why? Because I had to pay 20,000 and I'm paying 19,000, means 1,000 I am not paying. But please note the further language. It is saying full settlement. Full settlement means that as a overall, the account is going to be settled. No more further amount is to be paid in regard to this transaction. So it means that I am getting a discount of what? I'm getting a discount of 1,000 rupees, right? Now let us see the effect. The first entry, capital has been brought as cash and machine. So my cash increases, my machine increases, and my capital increases, right? In the second entry, I've done purchasing of goods for 20,000. And it is important to note that it is given on credit. Had this word not on credit not given, what I would have done, I would have reduced the amount from my cash. So now when I'm doing purchasing, so my stock has increased. And since it is on credit, my liability has increased, that liability is of 20,000. And in this column, I will write the word creditors, right? Then I will find the new equation. What is that? 50 remains 50, this 50 remains 50. And this 20, my stock has increased and my liability has also increased and capital remains the same. In the third entry, what are we trying to say? That we have done the payment of 19,000. So basically my cash will fall by how much? Only 19,000, because out of pocket, how much money is going? Only 19,000, right? And then the liability, which was of 20,000, is being done, reduced, brought to nil, because the question reads the word full settlement. So my liability will reduce by 20,000, and 1,000 is what? 1,000 is my profit. Profit belongs to whom? Profit belongs to the owner. Profit belongs to the proprietor. So I will add this 1,000 in the proprietor's account, right? And then again, the new equation will be formed. 50 minus 90 will give me this 30,000. This 50 remains same. This 20 remains the same. 1 lakh plus 1,000 makes 1 lakh 1,000, and this 20 minus 20 becomes 0. I hope you are with me and you are able to understand how the question is to be proceeded and how we are going to solve it. Okay. Again, the third question, first the business is being started, then we have purchased the furniture, and here nothing is given whether it is on cash and credit. So what I will assume by default that it is in cash. Next entry is depreciation on above machine and furniture at the rate of 10%. So let us understand in short what is this depreciation. Friends, suppose you bought an iPhone and then you introduce it in your business and then you go on using it. So because of passage of time, because of wear and tear, because of change in technology, the value of that iPhone is going to reduce, and this reduction in a value of any asset is known as depreciation, right? Fall in value is known as depreciation. And then in the next entry, advance rent. What do you mean by advance rent? Again, these all are the basic terminology of accounts. I have made another video related to all this. You can refer to that also, or you can study from your book, or you can refer to any other channel and understand, or my own channel. So advance rent means that I have not given my building for utilization currently, but I have received the advance for the future period. So basically, it is a kind of a liability to me. I have received the money, but I have not delivered the goods or services or asset, whatever it is, to be used. So it is known as advanced expenses. Now let us make the format. Here I would like to tell you that in your exam, what you can do, you can write your transaction, then make 5566 columns on both the sides, right? Then you put the equal to sign, and then again you make various columns. So how it is going to help you that in every entry, whatever new head is to be created, you can write that. Again, new entry, write that heading, or on this side, write the heading. And if at the end of the question, this is not being utilized, suppose this column is not being utilized, you just erase it. I hope you are understanding. So in the first transaction, the capital is being brought in. So my capital has increased, machine has increased, and cash has increased. In the second equation, what is happening? I've purchased the furniture. So in one asset column, I will write down now that it is furniture, and I will increase this and I will decrease cash, right? And there is no effect on this side, on capital and liabilities, there is no effect. So again, I get the new equation, and what is the new equation? 50 minus 30. And in furniture, this 30,000 is being added, and the capital remains the same. Now coming to the next entry, that is depreciate furniture and machinery at the rate of 10%. So what was the value of my machine? 50,000. So when I apply 10% to it, comes 5,000. And on furniture, 30,000, when I apply 10%, it comes to 3,000. So basically, what I told you in the definition, reduction in the value of that asset is known as depreciation. So these two assets, their value is being reduced, and then whose loss or whose expense is this? It belongs to the owner. It belongs to proprietor. Because currently we are doing sole tradership. When we come to partnership, that loss or profit will be shared by all the partners. When we talk about company, again, the share capital, a composite term will be there. But in class 11th or in the beginning of your graduation, we are bothered only about the sole tradership. So here, that is the actual loss of the owner. So we will subtract this 8,000. Then again, we will find out the new equation. 20 plus 0 is equal to 20, 50 minus 5, 45, 27, and 92,000, right? Now coming to the fourth, advance rent is received. So friends, I'm receiving the cash. So in the cash, it will be added. And then what is it? I told you it is a liability. Why it is a liability? Because I have not currently given that work. So in future, I have to do it. It is my liability. So on the liability side, in one column, I will write, and here I will do this entry. Now I can find out what is my new equation. So I get the new equation. The beauty of this question, that in every new equation, you should try and judge that both the sides on the left side and the right side, they are equal. 92 plus 9 makes 1,01,000. And here also it should be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 89 and 94, 93 and 10. So it is the same. This equation should be same. If the answer is not matching, you must have done some error and we need to find it out, right? So again, I'm requesting you the same thing. So I'm sure whatever channel you're watching, the owner of the channel keeps on telling you subscribe, 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 and the same thing I'm doing it. But that is the only motivation behind making all this. So please subscribe to my channel. And let's do another question. Here also the business is being started and then machinery is being purchased by a loan. So on one side, my asset is increasing of machine. On the other side, my loan or my creditor is being increased. And then there is a term outstanding expense. So like in the last slide, we understood advance. Here we are going to understand outstanding. Outstanding means not related to this period. Let's say it is March, which is the ending month of the financial year, and there is some expense of electricity. But electricity board will give you the bill after 1 month, and then only you can record it. So it is due. So basically, outstanding means any expenditure which has become due for this period, which should be accounted for in this period, and the profit should be reduced by in this period, but actually it is not yet being paid. So it is a liability for us. So the first entry is the same, that capital has been brought. So I am increasing the capital in whatever way it has been brought as cash and machine, that I am doing the entry. In the second equation, in the second question, they are saying that on one side machine is increasing, right? And on another side, the loan is increasing. And in this liability column, now I will write that it is HSBC loan. Then again, I will find out the new equation. This remains the same, this increases, this remains the same, and this has increased. In the third equation, there is an outstanding rent. Basically what happens, outstanding rent is an expense for this period. Expenses are to be given to the owner. So I'm subtracting. And a new liability is being created. I will do that entry. And here I will write now that it is an outstanding expense. Again, I will find out the new equation. 50 plus 0, 80 plus 0, 1 lakh minus 3,000, 30,000, and this is 3,000. And again, friends, every time we should do this totaling up. This totaling up should remain the same. So 97 plus 3, 1 lakh and 1 lakh 30,000. And here also it is 1 lakh 30,000. I hope you are with me and you are understanding it. In the next question, again, the first entry is the same, that how the business has been started. Second entry talks withdrew cash for personal use. Personal use means drawings. Drawings and capital. Again, you need to understand capital is the money which has been introduced by the proprietor to the business, and reverse will be drawing. During the year, he needs to pay the for house expenses, or he needs to pay for school fees of his children. So he has withdrawn some money from the business. He has done the drawings. He has taken some money from the business. That is known as drawings, right? And the amount in this question is 5,000. Then interest on drawings and capital. Interest on capital. Now, you have understood what is drawing. Drawing means the amount which you have taken from business, and capital means that money which you have given to your business. So again, whenever you withdraw or whenever you invest, after some period, you will get the interest. At the end of the year, we will calculate the interest. So from the business point of view, if you will see, interest on drawing is an income and interest on capital is the expense. And accordingly, we will do the entries. First transaction, which is clear to you up till now, that the business is being started. So I need not explain it again. In the second question, in the second equation, they have withdrawn some cash. So my cash is to be reduced, right? And this is withdrawn by whom? This is withdrawn by the owner. So earlier he had given into business 1 lakh. Now he's taking back 5,000, right? So that will be subtracted. This self-understood. So now his capital has become 95,000 rupees. And then we have to charge interest on drawings and interest on capital. Now, what is all this plus minus plus minus? It looks a bit complicated, but let us try and understand this. He has taken from business how much? He has taken 5,000. Out of that, say at 10%, this is calculated. So for the businessman, he is to pay 500, right? And for the business, it is going to receive 500, right? And here we are saying that the accounting concept says that business and businessman are different. There is a separate entity concept. But otherwise, when we understand in a layman's language, we say that they both are same. You took 10 lakh from your home to your office and started business with that. So for the business, it is a liability, right? But for an outsider, it was your money, whether it was lying at home or whether it is lying at your shop or whether it is lying at your factory. So here we are doing one entry from the side of business and the second entry from the side of the businessman. So for business, interest on drawing is an income. So this 500 is being added. And for the businessman, it is an expense because he has borrowed 5,000 from somewhere and now he has to give the interest. So from that point, we are minusing 500. I hope it is clear. And if it is not clear, please listen to these lines again and again, again and again, so that it becomes clear to you. In the same way, interest on capital. On one hand, we will think from the businessman point of view. On the other hand, we will think from the business point of view. So for the business, interest on capital is what? It is an expense because you have borrowed money from the businessman and you have to pay him the interest. So for business, it is an expense, and expenses we subtract from the capital. Now from the businessman point of view, it is an income. He has given on loan to the business this much amount and then he withdrew this much. So basically on that percentage is being calculated, it is the income of the businessman. So that is being added. I hope now it makes some sense to you and you're able to correlate, and then we make the new equation, right? And here in this entry, if there is some confusion, maybe for exam purpose, what you can do, whether it is interest on drawings or on capital, you add and you subtract the same thing from capital in both cases. That is a shortcut. Of course, if we should not lead to this shortcut, but sometimes maybe for understanding purpose, we can do this as well. So friends, that's all from my side on the topic accounting equation. And please wait for my future videos. I will make one more video where we will take some more complex questions and lengthy questions related to accounting equation. Thank you very much. If you liked it, please put it in the comments and also subscribe to my channel. Have a good day and God bless you.